Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of Conversations with Coach. All right. A lot of you that might follow me on social media know that we started Conversations with Coach as this 15-second, 30-second motivational speech, inspirational speech to kind of get us going through the pandemic. And wow, have we been blessed. We've been able to turn Conversations with Coach into an actual podcast where we're here in a beautiful studio by PCC TV. We're blessed to have this. So let's get started. Our first guest today, my very own player, all right? She is a first all-team conference, first all-team region, and made a national championship appearance in our first year together. Victoria Peña, how are you doing?
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Well, I appreciate you being on and being my first guest. All right. Let's get straight to it. I called you June of 2020, right? I get the job and I'm excited, right? Because we got to build a program. I call you and we're off to the races, right?
Yeah.
Do you in June of 2020, are you even thinking we're going to make a national championship run?
No. I remember you just called me and I was like, "Oh, who's this person?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I guess we're starting this. And then when you said I was the only girl, I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Like, we'll do this.
The only girl. How was that being on the team with a team full of guys, pretty much?
A lot different because, one thing I learned the most was not messing up when people are talking when I'm in my backswing.
those boys had zero respect for what we were trying to do, and I love them to death. But I think that also, we had a lot of fun at practice.
Yeah, no.
We had a lot of fun, and I think everyone knew when to get serious, obviously, because I would either get mad or whatever, but everyone knew when to get serious, and everyone knew when we could have fun. That was my favorite part of having you with all the boys. Do you personally think that being with the boys made you better?
Definitely, because they always pushed me to do everything more than I was doing. And I always wanted to actually beat them and, not lose to them. Because I don't want to lose to boys.
No, and you shouldn't.
No.
Right, no. And I think I vividly remember getting very angry at you one practice.
Yeah.
Because you didn't beat the boys. I think we were doing
one of the drills.
It was one of the chipping drills.
Yeah.
And I remember you.
Because I was leading.
You led for maybe 3 rounds of it, and then you lost the lead. And I think I was livid because you lost to the boys. And I think I remember telling you, you don't lose to these boys, all right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to be better and you're going to be the best out here. So beat these boys. And I was telling you, boys, don't let her beat you. And Victoria, don't let them beat you. I feel like that too. I feel like watching your progression over the season one was tremendous. So I've got to congratulate you because I don't even know if I officially congratulated you.
Who knows?
Because the last time I saw you was I think the practice
before
the national tournament, right? Because I didn't even get to go with you. I went with the boys. No. I didn't even get to congratulate you, but you had a great run. We had a great run as individual and for the program. But that's what I'm kind of worried about this upcoming year because we're going to have a full group of girls surrounding you, But I feel like you got so much better because of the boys and them pushing you and you trying to beat them. So I want the girls to almost practice with the boys a couple times just so we can get that mentality in that you're not going to lose to them, right?
Yeah.
You got to beat them.
I think we should too because it just gives you that extra oomph to do better.
I think so too. Well, it looks like we're going to put that in the practice plan, right?
Whether it's playing or even just drills, competition drills.
Right. And I think that competition between both programs, I think makes them go higher.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm curious because that was my first year as head coach. And if you would have told me in June that both programs would be making national title runs as individuals, not as teams, but still very respectable. Both programs are making national title runs. I would have said, you're crazy. There's no way. No way in my first year and the program's first year under me are we doing that. When are you starting to think, oh, wow, we could make a run at this.
During the season?
During the season, yeah. Like when did it click and go, oh, we actually got a shot?
I think the most part was probably after the first medal.
First medal, okay.
Because that day was bumpy, but it still happened. Like, I still got the medal.
Right.
So I obviously knew that I could do something even if I do bad.
Right. That first medal,
that was
a
an
tough
interesting
one.
day.
That was a tough tournament. Yeah. That was the tournament that I was like, oh yeah, we can make a solid run.
Yeah.
And we can go compete at a national championship. And that's exactly what you did. So you did a great job this season. What are your expectations with all of our new recruits and kind of the program changing in a drastic way where it's not just you and the boys, it's you and, your teammates now who are going to be girls competing with you. What are you expecting?
Well, I want us to push each other, first of all. Like, I don't want us to have to play the boys to be pushed.
Right.
To do more and achieve more. Like, I want us to push each other, obviously in a nice way. I don't want, to bring each other down to, help. And then I honestly want to, win every team award next year.
Yeah. I think with our group that we got coming in, I think we got a good chance.
Yeah.
I think we got a really good chance.
To sweep the conference.
And it starts with, and we're going to get back to work in, a week. Yeah. So, we're going to be working from July till May, which is a lot, but we get days off here and there. We do have fun days.
Weekends.
And we get weekends. But man, we're about to get into the real grind coming in because our 2020 season, we started in October, November.
That, and we didn't even do conditioning or anything.
No, we didn't do anything. We just went for it. And somehow we were successful at it. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I'm excited that we're going to have a full team, full roster, and we're going to get the true preseason that you guys deserve. And we're going to get so much opportunity to become better that by January, February, oh my goodness. I can't even tell you what I'm expecting. I think we're going to be great. So we've got you medaling there with the boys team.
Yeah, I remember they were in the clubhouse, and while we were practicing, we still had time. And you were like, and the Straya Mountain coach brought me my medal that I medaled the tournament before that, and you're like, go show the boys.
Right.
So they can do something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully to light a fire under them, as in, look what Victoria's doing on our women's side of the program. Boys, come on. I'm never going to sit there and say, hey, we can't chase greatness or we can't be good. And anything I do when it comes to coaching, it's trying to push you guys in some way. Whether it works or it doesn't, that's the thing about coaching is we change it. But I remember on the left, you won that. And I completely was like, hey, go take pictures with Victoria. Because you guys don't have a single medal this year.
This is the only picture I'll have a medal.
This is the only medal. This is the only medal picture we're gonna have as a team, because at this rate we ain't doing nothing on the men's side. Fortunate enough, Connor Weirman, he went to a national championship too, and that's why I loved that team. That team was probably, I don't even know how I coached that team.
It was the most unexpected but most fun team.
That's the Cinderella story right there.
Yeah.
That's the Cinderella team, where out of our 4 kids go and play for a national championship. And Andrew was close. Yeah. Andrew was a couple strokes off from going too. We're going to kind of skip ahead. This is these are all of our great memories when we medaled. I'm trying to think which one. The middle one.
The middle one was Wildfire.
That was one of my favorites.
I placed 5th that one.
Yeah, that was our lowest score.
Yeah, because I shot 80 my first day.
And that was momentum right there, right?
Yeah.
And you always talk about teams, especially in sports, getting hot at the right moment. Wow, that was our moment right there. That was us knowing that we're going into a national tournament. The best we felt. Mm-hmm. That was a fun day.
But I also remember that was with all the awards and all the regions, and we just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
It was so late, and we still had to get food.
Oh, yeah. Because the thing about us being in Tucson is we make that drive every time.
Yeah.
We're 2 hours there, 2 hours back every day. It might change after, we get into more regular seasons and we're not in COVID season, but we drive all the time. So when all
Yeah.
the other teams are there and they're like, "Oh yes, let's hear it and let's
go
talk for another 30 minutes."
And on.
We're sitting there like, "Listen, it's 7 p.m.
We still got.
We ain't getting home until 10:30, 11 p.m. And then we got to wake up and do it all again.
Yeah.
Can we go home?" But the thing I loved about that is the women's tournaments, and especially because we had 2 tournaments with the guys. They are polar opposite tournaments.
Definitely.
The men's tournaments are, we're going to beat you. Like, I'm not talking to you.
Buddy.
We're not buddies. You know, me and the coaches will talk every once in a while. But even me, I don't really care to talk too much. I want my guys to be good, and I'm focused on them. And we're focused on winning. We're focused on beating the course and beating teams. The girls' tournament is different.
It's like a big family that you don't even know is happening.
It is a family because obviously, though that's you and I. But if you could honestly say, "Hey, who else wants to take a picture with us?"
I think I took pictures with like 3 different girls, and then
we would have had 3 girls from each team. Be like, "Hey, can you guys come take pictures with us?" Like, yeah, sure.
And but we can do that, and then once we step up to the ball, it's like we're focused again.
It's back, yeah.
Like we didn't even have that conversation.
It is back to game time. That's the part I love. And I think that's why I love golf. I love that we're gonna play a sport for 5 hours. Right? Or a whole tournament. Tournament might be 5-6 hours. Like, we're going to be there all day.
Yeah.
But we have so much fun, and there's so much other to talk about than golf. But when we need to get focused, our team was spectacular at it. Yeah. Right? Like, Jackson and I could be joking about anything. Next shot comes up, we're saying, "Hey, we got to punch it to the left side of the green, then let's chip it up, go up and down from there. We got to get it on that slope going down." He knew.
Yeah.
Connor, he knew. Andrew, he knew. You knew. I mean, everybody could focus and lock in. And that's what I love. Is we can have fun, and I'm a firm believer that I'm not going to be serious like 50% of the time while we're out there. And you got to experience the season with me. We were having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason for us to go out there and be super serious 100% of the time. That would be terrible.
It would be awful.
That'd be 6 hours.
So boring.
Yeah. It'd be boring. That'd be 5-6 hours of us just, "All right, Victoria, you got to hit this shot. If you don't hit this shot, and that's just not how we play.
No. That's
not the culture we built here. And I'm not saying that's wrong. Like, right or wrong. Every coach is going to run their program different. Every player is going to play different. Here we got a picture of you at Nationals.
Yeah.
What was Nationals like? I mean, I wasn't there. And I know we had conversations after
my rounds.
After your rounds. I know our first conversation was not
pretty
the best, only because obviously the score didn't reflect what we were doing in the season.
Yeah.
But I can't sit here and blame you. Like, I can't go, "You have to play perfect," when your own coaching staff isn't there.
Yeah.
You went with a staff member who you hadn't really met before.
At all.
So you went with a stranger. You went to a new state.
First time flying. First time
in a national championship. I mean, it doesn't get any, 1, better than that, but 2, you don't have anything you need. You don't have any of the resources that you truly need. And I'm not saying that I have that impact on your game so much where if you go out there without me, you can't play well. I know you can, but this is at a big stage. I mean, I can't go out there.
People.
If they said, "Coach, you're going to go to the national championship, but you're going to coach some other team," I couldn't do it. I wouldn't know how to. I would suck. I would literally suck. You go with my team, great. We can do. We're going to do our job, right? And that's how I view this. So I wasn't upset that the score wasn't there, but at the same time, Victoria, when you post a score that can beat some bowlers, we have a talk. But how was Nationals?
I mean, other than the scores, it was fun. The humidity wasn't fun. I remember, I think it was my 3rd round. I had like 6 holes left, and I was sweating like crazy. And when you sweat, like, you're getting sticky.
Yeah.
And so I had to tuck my shirt back in, and it just was not working for me. It just wasn't. I could not get my shirt back tucked in, and I was like, you know what? It's my 3rd round. I'm already doing pretty bad, so I might as well just leave it out. Like, I could. And then this shot, it doesn't seem like it's that much of an incline of a bunker, but I can tell you I almost fell like 10 times trying to hit this shot.
Well, the first problem with the photo is that we're in the sand.
Yeah. And it was a fairway sand on a par 5.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's just the worst. That is the momentum killer. You have a great drive and your next shot, or a great drive, and it goes in the sand. Golf is one of the only sports where you can be amazing but get penalized for it.
Yeah.
In baseball, if you hit a ball 500 feet, that is a home run.
Yeah.
No one's like, sorry, it's out because you hit it too far. No one does that. Hockey, if you get that puck in the net, that is a goal.
Yeah.
No questions asked. If you hit a drive 290, 300, and
goes in
it barely goes right, you could hit some fairway sand.
Yeah.
Golf is crazy.
It is. Yeah, I think I like doubled this hole. But the background looks nice.
Oh yeah, the picture. I mean, the
picture's great.
To me, I'm thinking we're in the lead right now. If you show me this picture, I think we might
exactly.
Whoa.
You don't know.
Did we just win a national title?
Like no one knows.
No one knows.
No one has to know.
No one has to know unless they look up your score on the
exactly.
internet.
But other than that, no one has to know. It has like the sand coming out. It looks like I hit it perfectly because I'm just like looking into the distance.
Yeah.
So if anyone saw it, they can be like, "Oh, she hit it in the hole." Basically, they don't need to know I hit it like 2 feet in front of me.
Oh, I agree. So kind of moving on, I want to talk about this upcoming season, but I also want to talk about you and I and what it's going to mean to us. Just a little background. You went to Tucson High.
I did.
And while you were there, I was actually the assistant coach there, the assistant basketball coach. This is before I transitioned over to one Pima and golf. So we both have that Tucson High background. We both play coach for Pima. And now we both just went through a season where it was just you and I. I have told you this a couple times that when the time comes and we're on top, it's going to mean so much more to you and I. Yeah. And not saying that the girls aren't going to love it. No. I mean, I know they're going to love it too. But from across the course or across the green, when we're winning, I'm going to look at you and we're going to know this was a year or two in the making. And that is the process.
Going from just me and you to like almost maybe winning a national title.
I mean, I think with our kids, I think we're going to compete. Yeah. And I'm never going to sit.
On both sides.
On both sides. Both sides are going to compete. And we're super excited for that. But what do you think the main thing coming up, like the main concept that your group, your team is going to focus on that's going to take you to the next level?
The biggest part is making our mental game strong, because I know that's what messes me up. Like if I have a bad shot, you know this. If I have a bad shot, I get mad at myself and it can mess it up. But I feel like if we have a strong mental game, we can do a lot. Like golf is a lot mentality sport.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. And I think that's very important, was you know how to play this game better than anybody. Yeah. You just have to believe in yourself, and I think that's the mental side of it that hopefully that these two teams coming up really understand and take it serious. But I think with your experience at going to a national championship, I think that's going to help.
Definitely.
I think so, because we're going to have all these recruits who are incoming freshmen.
They're going to be nervous. They're going to be just like I was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. And I think what makes championship teams is, one, leaders on the team, because I think we know that I can't be everywhere and I can't teach every lesson, right? There needs to be leaders on the team. And I think if you being in that role and knowing how to get there, I mean, you've been to the very top.
Yeah.
And you can tell these girls how to get to the top and lead them with you. That's the difference. And I think that's where you guys are going to, really gain some ground and really start competing. So as we kind of conclude, our first episode of Conversations with Coach, what are you looking forward to for the next 2-3 months? What is it looking like for you? Obviously, I know because you're my player. But just for the viewers, what are you going to be doing for the next 2, 3, 4 months? What are you going to be doing for the rest of the year? What does the rest of your year look like?
Lots of school and golf and conditioning. That will be different.
Beautiful.
Is the conditioning part.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yep. It'll be fun. It'll be that extra oomph to the program. And it's all about what are you willing to sacrifice at the end of the day? Are you willing to go condition, work out, go to school, and play golf? right? Not everybody.
And everything in between that, and still have a
everything
life.
in between that, and still have a life. And I think we always have to remember that you guys are, one, still growing up.
Yeah.
Like, you guys still have lives. You guys still have families that you guys need to see. And I think that's where sometimes coaches can kind of slip a little when they don't realize that. But yeah, so if that's your schedule, then that's my schedule too, with practice and making sure our teams are getting ready for the spring season. Well, other than that, Victoria, it was great having you on. I'm very glad you're my first guest. As we sign off, we're hopefully we get to do these episodes, constantly, and we can have great guests on. The idea was conversations with Coach. In a sense, we're not interviewing; we're just having conversations. If it means we ask the hard-hitting questions, we're going to ask them. If it means we need to, have conversations that enlighten people, that talk about leadership, talk about the fun of being a college coach, but also the fun of being a student, the fun of being, really anything revolving Pima Community College, and hopefully we get out to Tucson in the city. Ultimately, at the end of the day, our goal is to, one, chase greatness and, build something, worth talking about. So that's all we got for you today. So in the meantime and all times, we'll see you next time. Thank you.